Welcome to my Middle-earth Shadow of War cheating tutorial. In the 4th chapter, I will show you how to recruit complete armies in online Sieges and Vendettas. You easily will get a gold rating in online Sieges even if the enemy fortress has a defense rating of 1200. Like explained in the chapters before, we start with opening the pointer table with the cheat engine. After that we start the game Middle-earth Shadow of War. Some things happened since the last chapter. I solved several quests, reached Act 2, recruited Bruce, conquered Nirnan and have assembled a first army of orcs that I found in that region. These orcs should be okay for our purpose. We will get much better orcs later. If not, we can still create our own super army. How it works has been shown in chapter 3 of this tutorial. But for now, let's concentrate on the online Sieges and Vendettas. Because there is no online Vendetta available yet, we start with the online Sieges. As you can see, we have 250 orcs in our garrison at the moment. After the siege there will be some more. Note that your own attack team will be shown in the enemy army menu. Therefore you cannot recruit the complete army of the other player. If you want to recruit more of the enemy army, you can reduce your attack team. You will only need them to fast conquer the enemy defense points. That's necessary to get a gold rating. You have to decide for your own where your preferences are. Even an enemy defense rating of 1200 will not be a problem for us. It will not do him any good. We will eliminate his defense before it can even begin to defend. Note, if you don't already have connected the cheat engine to the game, you will have to do it now. Our attack team is not the best, but this will not count for our plan. His much stronger war chiefs are meaningless. They will not be able to use their strength. We have to dominate the enemy war chiefs already in the menu for the siege upgrades. It's very important to do it now, because the orcs have to be deployed to the defense points of the fortress with this setting already. You cannot dominate an orc with the cheat engine, who has been deployed at his defense point already. Your changes would not take effect until after the siege, when it no longer benefits anyone. If you do it now, the orc will not be deployed to his defense point. Therefore his bodyguards will also not be deployed, which makes it really easy to conquer the defense points. The only thing we have to deal with are some grunts and the overlord. As you can see, the war chiefs have been recruited already. Our own attack team has been placed to the lower area between the enemy captains. We will dominate them now. Note that you must not dominate the overlord. If he has been dominated, he will not be deployed to the throne room at the end of the siege, so we will not be able to beat him and finish the siege. There will not be a yellow marker to enter the throne room, so we would have to abort the siege and we wouldn't get the already recruited orcs. That would be not so good. So don't do that. If you attack the fortresses of other players, you should always enable the war grog at the siege upgrades. Don't enable the war grog for siege defenses if you plan to let him fight unattended. He could be used against you. Ride the grog and destroy both of the gates of the fortress. He is also a good choice to smash hellfire dragons at the gates or bigger groups of grunts. You also can use him in the throne room to kill the overlord's followers very fast, so that your bodyguard can concentrate on the overlord himself. Because you cannot take the war grog of the defense upgrades into the throne room, you have to summon another grog in the throne room. You have to activate the appropriate skill of your character to be able to do that. If you also unlock the skill that the grog can gain health by eating some enemies, you are nearly unstoppable anymore. Even the bodyguards of the Overlord have been recruited already. It's a pity I forgot to pick my own bodyguard. At the Conquer of Nurnan I show that even the Overlord Ranger can be made your own bodyguard, even if he has not been dominated before. You then have a hostile bodyguard who still defends you. If you attack him, you will still be attacked by him. It's a really strange behavior. Unfortunately, you cannot keep him. After the Siege of Nurnan he disappears. It is neither possible to send him to the garrison, nor to get him in any way to the lower area of the army menu. He's just not meant to be a normal Olog. You can recognize this also by his few traits. He has only 8 traits at all, as few as no other orc. After the Siege of Nurnan I forgot to make another orc my bodyguard. Therefore we have to fight now without our own bodyguard. Good that we have already recruited the bodyguards of the Overlord. Before we started the siege we had 250 orcs in the garrison. So we just recruited 18 orcs in one single siege. Not too bad I would mean. Even if the recruited orcs are not so good, we got a gold rating for the attack, gained a lot of XP points, and we can destroy the orcs later to get the legendary gear also. Next we will see what we can do with the cheat engine in an online vendetta. Let's hurry to the entry point.
I will teach you the meaning of the word savage.
Like at the online siege, we can enter the enemy army menu at an online vendetta too. I really like this possibility, because we now can start to identify the whole army to decide which of the orcs we want to recruit. In our case we will recruit them all, except our vendetta victim. We cannot recruit him, because a vendetta without an enemy doesn't work. He wouldn't appear, so that we would have to abort our vendetta and fail to finish the mission. We could reduce his level to be able to recruit him the regular way. But he does not arouse my interest, and I simply did not think of it. If the vendetta orc has the trait of Iron Will or Unbreakable, we cannot recruit him anyway. We would have to be able to restart the game during the vendetta for this change to take effect, and of course that will not work. But an interesting thing is that we would get the already recruited orcs if the mission would fail, but not if we would abort the mission.
What they started.
Time to summon our big hungry friend. The group of opponents is growing and growing. We have to reduce them a little bit to be able to defeat our main target. Because we cannot summon our bodyguard in online vendettas, it doesn't matter that we still got no bodyguard till now. We had 268 orcs in our garrison before we started the online vendetta. So we recruited 21 orcs at the vendetta. There are 26 orcs in a fortress. Without the vendetta orc we must have recruited 25 orcs. Either these orc captains were already deployed to the map somewhere, when we have dominated them with the cheat engine, or some of the orcs in the fortress had not been recruited by the other player already. Maybe we can only recruit the orcs the other player has recruited already. I'm not sure about that. I will keep on watching that. We are done so far and can quit the game now. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I would be glad if you also look at my other videos or subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.